have your fear, which might become reality. And you have Godzilla, which is reality.
I'm sick of Godzilla. Wake up, everyone! There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
We're safe enough. No human being can understand that. The monsters on Monster Island can understand it.
Whether he returns or not, or is never again seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally back. It's like a month later, I think, that we've been together. Jay, when's the last time we talked? It's literally been a month, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, between San Diego Comic-Con, G-Fest, and, just not recording. It's been crazy. But, hey, good to see you again, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you to you and Ryan for taking care of the last episode.
Yeah. That was fun
because it was weird. You were at G Fest, and then right after that, I was at Comic Con, so it kind of messed our schedule up here a little bit. But we're back.
That's thank you for thanking us. We had a good time,
dude,
and
awesome.
Definitely wanted to do that like right after G Fest when all the kind of memories were still there. Yeah, you would like just data dump, it all out there, and it was super fun. It was super fun. But I'm excited to hear about all the fun tales from San Diego.
Yeah, man. There's some good stuff happening. Of course, like our friends at Mondo and Super 7 were there, and there's this giant cover for one of the IDW Godzilla comics that you can like take pictures in front of, which is really cool. And what I really like is that, IDW is a big company. They do a lot of comic books, but they chose to put a Godzilla up, and they did the same thing last year. Last year they had a giant Godzilla, and I'm like, that's awesome to me that's what they're kind of banking on at Comic-Con. There was a lot of toys. We're going to talk about some of the reveals. I don't think there were a ton of reveals for Godzilla, but there was a lot of stuff. Monster Arts was there, had a lot of the stuff. I got to see the new Gamera figure up close, a lot of Ultraman stuff. Mezco was there, and I don't think they really had anything new, but it's
the big
still nice.
Designer ones though, right? The big Godzilla designer series and the Kong. Did they have that one there?
Yeah, they had that stuff, and then they had the big. They have that giant like 89 coming out that's like 3 feet tall or something, which they had it at Comic-Con last year too. I don't know when that thing's coming out, but it looks. I want it. Like I really want to get it. But I think one of the coolest things to see in person is Super 7 had. They had their they're coming out with the Mecha Godzilla. Like Shogun figure.
Yeah.
So that was there. And then they also have the small one that was revealed a couple months ago. That's like a see-through.
Yeah.
You remember the clear one, and you can take his panels off. So they had that on display. It's one of the best figures I've seen.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
So long. Like it is. I saw it and I was like, I need to pre-order this. I think it comes out in October or something. It's like $150.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's even less than that.
I mean, if a Brian Flynn company do anything right, it's a Shogun Warriors inspired, Godzilla property. I think it's perfect. And so, I mean, the big Shogun one they have is awesome. It's just the price point was
expensive.
It was expensive. Yeah,
it's almost $400. And when you're looking at it in person, part of me is like, I think the price is almost justifiable because it is such a unique looking toy.
Yeah. Well, and for me, the issue with that one is the price point is high for me personally because I don't collect the classic Shogun Warriors, right? Because I know they always wanted the big Mecha Godzilla, and if I did, then $400 is nothing compared to some of those vintage Shogun Warriors. But it kind of like it's a cool like legacy extension of the line. For somebody that doesn't
you don't
collect that, it would be a one-off. I'd have nothing that looks anything like it in my collection. So if it was $150, no brainer because it's that cool. But for me, it's like that's you can get a couple good Fubi pieces for $400. But no, I have no doubts that it's quote unquote worth it. Especially if you love that stuff. Yeah, definitely cool looking.
Yeah, but the you can get on Big Bad Toy Store right now, and I don't know, probably just Super 7's website or whatever, and you can pre-order that other Mechagodzilla. And I'm telling you, dude, I sat in front of that thing. I sat in front of it and just stared at it for a while because it is just such a beautiful toy. And it's small. It's much smaller. It's maybe a foot. I think it's maybe I wasn't sure about the size of that thing. I know when we saw it, it sort of looks like the Shogun Mechagodzilla. So part of me thought like, oh, cool, here's another $400 toy I'm not going to be able to buy. But I was like, oh no, this is, half the size. It's
125.
125. Yeah, that's nothing, dude.
And it's still up for pre-order. Shipping is now early December. So they pushed it back a little bit.
Early December. Okay.
Yeah.
That's 100% going to be a buy for me.
I'm buying it right now. We're doing a little,
doing it.
You totally
talked you
into
me. It.
You talked me into it. You should get a cut.
Hey, you hear that, Super 7? Just send me one.
You just send me one. Influencer at work here. I love it. No, I honestly, this is going to sound terrible, but like I kind of forgot about it. And it was always on my radar.
But it's easy to forget about a Godzilla toy when there's 100 cool Godzilla toys coming out every 100%. Hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was just at G-Fest and saw so much stuff. And, it just slipped through the cracks.
Yeah. I'm sad I didn't get to go to G-Fest. Comic-Con is something that I will be at every year. It's my favorite convention that YHS goes to. It's really fun. It's really like smooth. We know so many people there. We got to do a panel this year at Comic-Con, which is crazy. And I got to keep the little thing in front of you that says your name and has the Comic-Con logo, so I got one of those. And but I'm gonna do whatever I can to try to make G-Fest happen for me next year. If I have to fly to Chicago and then just fly from Chicago to California, I'm gonna try to make it happen. I spent a lot of money at Comic-Con, but I feel like it's nothing compared to what I would spend at G-Fest. But you know what? Maybe not as much. Maybe I wouldn't spend as much if I'm there with you because I know you're a voice of reason and you know how much toys cost and how much they're supposed to cost. And you'll be like, don't buy that from him. That's way overpriced. Otherwise, I would just throw money at
it. Thank you. Giving me a lot more credit. I was walking by and I was like, saw stuff and I was like, I want that. I want that. I don't care. I don't even want to. I don't care. Like it's right there in front of me. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that's what happens.
And then like after G-Fest and when we do our pickups, I'll show you like, I think I went crazier after G-Fest than even at G-Fest because it was just like you're just on that high from like seeing all this cool merch and it's like I need to buy more. And there's more stuff out there, and so just continued the party on after G-Fest. And I'm sure Comic-Con's the same way. I'm sure you guys have like so many pickups right after it too. That stuff that's just hitting shelves after Comic-Con.
Yeah, it sucks. I do have a lot of Comic-Con pickups, and I mean I picked up things that weren't Godzilla related, but honestly, most of my pickups were Kaiju. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Listen, we'll get into it. I know I didn't watch anything. You didn't watch anything, right?
I didn't, but I have a big question for you.
Yeah.
I know you weren't able to see it when it aired in the theaters here in the States because you were in jolly old England, but have you watched Shin Kamen Rider or Shin Masked Rider now that it's on Amazon Prime?
Is that what it's called on there?
I think so, yeah.
No, I haven't watched it. And I'll tell you what, I completely forgot that movie existed and did not know it was. I did not know that it was on Amazon Prime until I got your email earlier today. I was like, oh shit, it is on there. Okay. Is it just free on there? Or you got to rent it.
I think it's
just
free.
Streaming on there.
I think. Let me check. Hold on. That's now because I haven't watched it yet on there. Because I'm waiting for you to that like you watch it, late at night when you're kind of winding down, and I'm waiting for the Jacob Walsh text to be like, "This is weird and wonderful and magical. And this is my new favorite movie." I really think it's gonna happen. Okay.
I mean, if it's on there, whether or not you have to rent it or not, I'll be watching. I'll try to watch it this weekend while I'm just sitting around. So. I am going to go see a Kaiju adjacent film tomorrow in the movie theater.
Ooh, what is that?
Maybe The Meg Part 2.
Oh, nice.
I guess it's not really Kaiju, but
I think it's a Kaiju.
Giant. Yeah. There's monsters in it. I think there's a Kraken in it. And I don't know. I'm going to check that out.
That's straight up Kaiju. And yes, it is free on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
You're gonna love it, dude. I think you're gonna love it. I really do.
I saw somebody make a post about it fairly recently, and they were just like, I was not prepared with how weird and awesome this movie is, and I was like, I'm into it. Awesome. That's what I'm into. So
I think I really do. And I'm not just saying this because, like, I know, like, if it's somewhat good, you're probably going, hey, it's kaiju, it's fun, or it's tokusatsu, it's fun. Like, I really do think you're gonna be like, this is like good. Like, really
it's not
good.
gonna work. It's not gonna work against me that the only common writer I've ever seen is just a couple episodes.
Matter. Yeah, you know, and we talked about this a little bit when I was chatting with Ryan Wilhelm and John Yerkeba a couple shows ago, and because they had just seen it, and it was like, unlike Shin Ultraman, which had a lot of like callbacks and references, that was kind of like almost like the main thread of it. It was like they were just jamming the episode. And I love Shin Ultraman. I think it did help that you knew kind of the history of those characters, even though the history wasn't necessarily relevant here. With Shin Kamen Rider, yes, it definitely has callbacks and uses characters that are in the original series, but it's not super important. They don't necessarily use them in the same way. It's totally different. Right. They just, there is that character and they look so much different. Like even the design choices are way different than even like Ultraman compared or Shin Ultraman compared to the original. So I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm building up too much for you, but I just feel like it's going to be like if you made a movie, like I have a feeling like I could see your name in the credits for Shin Kamen Rider.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool. It has the right amount of weirdness, like beautiful imagery, odd storytelling, great costumes, great effects, gore, a little bit of everything, violence. Like it's just, you're gonna like it.
That's my thing. So I'm gonna try to check it out this weekend. So,
but no, I haven't seen anything. I kind of want to go watch Shin Kamen Rider tonight.
Dude, I haven't had time to watch anything. You know, like since we watched Kong, I have basically, this is like a big. I've been to the movies a couple times. I saw Ninja Turtles yesterday, and I saw. I've seen a couple other things in the theater, but no. I have just not had time to go back and watch any. And I also got a couple, I really want to get Jess on Ultra Q. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out a day we can maybe watch some Ultra Q. And there's a couple Ultraman episodes that I want to jump on and make sure I watch or rewatch. So it's just figuring out when. Dude, we're recording like every night of the week almost. YHS has got some. And you know what? The nights that it's gotten to the point where the nights that YHS isn't doing something, I'm either watching Attack Peter, who is live, I think, right now. Yeah,
he's live.
It's 11, so I don't know, but he's alive on Wednesdays. There's like a couple other podcasts that I watch, or I'm watching Geek Dad on Sunday. It's just like everybody. That's the problem about getting into knowing like YouTubers. It's like you start becoming friends with everybody, and then you want to watch their streams, and it's like, oh, it's every night. It's every fucking night.
Every night. So. Yeah. Well, the good news with Ultra Q and Ultraman, those are easy, 25 minutes, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. And I own those. And I know they're, I was cleaning up last weekend and I threw on the Pluto Godzilla channel, which I hadn't put it on yet, but I was just cleaning up the house and I put it on. And I'm mainly listening to it. And even though they play those movies in Japanese, it's like I'm still like, oh, this is the part where Gigan fucks up Godzilla's face. It was like Godzilla versus Hedorah, and then Godzilla versus Gigan came on. I was like, fuck yeah, I just from the music, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I love that. No, that's great. And if you need to find, maybe 10 Ultra Q and Ultraman episodes and Ultra 7 episodes to watch. I know some good YouTube videos out there that rank them. I don't know if you can go check that out.
Dude, I don't even know if I ever told you, but me and Jess sat down and watched your ranking of Ultra Q. And I did because we talked about it on here. Yeah. But Jess has never seen any Ultra Q, and so she was just like, "What the fuck is this?" She was like, "What?" Yeah. Some of those episodes are so weird.
Yeah. Peter. That's my favorite one. I love Peter. Best monster ever.
Dude, so I think you probably have a lot of pickups.
I do. I had a very random but large pickup a 2-week period, I guess. So this is none of my G-Fest stuff, but it's which we already talked about. But I have to say, I have a top 10 wish list pickup. I have one to knock off the list. And also, I'll tell you this. It was number 2 on this year's list. And it was number 1 on our original list. So I got one of the big daddies off the list.
Dude, that's insane.
So
that's a big get.
Yeah.
Let's do it. How do you want to start? Do you want to go? Do you want to go ahead and start?
I'll go, but I'm going to start with one that I know you got too. And you've shown this off. I know on Toy Anxiety. I don't know if we haven't shown it off here because I think we got it like a day or so after our last recording, which was a couple days before G-Fest. But the Artisan Dynasty from Spiral Toys.
I forgot about this song.
Well, I mean, it was so long ago.
It was so long ago.
But it's actually good because we'll talk about Spiral Toy a lot in the Wonderfest news. But just in case AJ's watching, he's like, you said you got it, but I never ever saw you actually show it off. But yeah, so I'm not going to add any commentary that was different than what you said on Toy Anxiety. But
it's great.
It's great. Yeah. And I just said this way, and I actually, AJ Russo from Kaiju Live, that's part of the Spiral team, he goes, what'd you think of it? And I go, AJ, I'm going to sum it up this way. You got me to buy a Godzilla 2019 toy of anything. That right there says how much I liked it. But no, I thought they knocked it out of the park. I know the second colorway that's out there is just as good. And excited for all the other stuff. Oh, I just knocked down something over here. And I'm excited for some of the stuff they have coming out. We got to get AJ on the show.
For sure.
When some of this stuff starts coming out like Fast and Furious, because he can give us, maybe he'll give us some cool like tidbits to the listeners and everything kind of behind the scenes. But I mean, that stuff, they have master craftsmen doing the paint and the sculpt. They're going to be good. So I'm so excited for what they have going on in brewing there. So I was really excited to get that. And I know you got it too. So
it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's on my bookshelf in the living. That one, hey, some of my Safubi have started making their ways out of the toy room and like into the living room.
Ooh.
And I got a whole new setup. I got a whole new bookshelf and it's got space on it. So there's a couple, books, Godzilla, so I'm filling it out in there.
I dig it, man. I got another thing. I don't know if you picked this one up or not. I can't remember. But from Shin Ultraman, we love the Shin Gomez design. I thought it was really cool. And Mark Nagata at Max Toy, they had the license there, and they've done about 4 of these. But the U.S. release of it, the one that you could get through maxtoy.co.com, that finally delivered. So I got the cool Shin Gomez Max Toy. He looks great. This is probably my second favorite of the colorways for Shin Gomez. I actually like the all blue and white one that was the Wonder Toy Fest exclusive from I think it was in Osaka. But anyway, this is my second favorite. I love this with the gold and the silver.
Yeah.
He killed it with this.
It's awesome.
Even the little teeth on the tail. Look at that.
Yeah.
So good.
I didn't pick that up. I missed it. By the time I realized it was gone, it was gone.
It sold out really quick. Yeah.
It did.
I
was at work that day and just forgot, and then it was gone. But it's a cool toy.
He gets a little sneaky on some of those drops.
He does, man. It's fun. It's more fun that way.
Yeah. So another one that I picked up that was really cool, and I picked up another one from this line. Probably a few months ago, called Chigoken Warrior. It's from a company called Spumoni Toys, and they do some really cool stuff. And the first one I got was very Safubi-esque, cool colorways. Well, they have another one that came out that's almost like more, I would say like action figure-esque, but it's a different version of that of the Chigoken Warrior. So I got that one. So this is this guy from Spumoni Toys, but it's still soft vinyl. So very cool to kind of have a nice counterbalance to the more Safubi style one of the Chigoken Warrior. And I love what Spumoni Toys does. They're one of my favorite indie Safubi guys out there currently. So I really like that. The next 2 I got go together because they fit in that Black Seed kind of the Nozilla kind of group. But they released 2, and these are 2 of my favorite things that they've done. Because right now all I have is the Robo Nozilla. That's the 80s, the teal,
the RoboCop looking one.
Yeah, but I got the one that's like the teal and the pink and the purple.
Right.
But these 2 I just had to have. One of them I didn't know about. I totally missed it. But Ryan Wilhelm said, "Hey, did you get that?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, it's part Batra, part Kamen Rider. It's called Rider Nothra. And I'm like, or Rider Nothra. I'm like, say what? And so I went and immediately bought it. I absolutely love this guy. Look at this. He is Kamen Rider Batra.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes with a little Ghidorah statue there, a little box he can keep his silk larva in there, a little silkworm Mothra larva. Because I love his like pants are like dirty. He has the Kamen Rider fan belt.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, what the hell
That's
is
awesome.
this? Yeah. So that one I was really, really excited about. But the one that really blew me away was the Gojiji Izakaya. Let me pull him up here. There he is with his sushi tray. Sushi chef Godzilla. Oh, there's little grooves here. There you go. Look at this guy. And the best part, the little make here, the little sushi rolls, has little humans curled up like they're dead fish. This guy's great. Has his traditional Japanese shoes on. But yeah, this is my favorite one of the lot.
That I love that. Yeah, that is such a cool that when I saw that, it was an instant like, fuck, I wish I had that. That is such a good toy. I'm so glad you got that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so one more kind of there's a couple more non-Godzillas, but these two I was not expecting to get. One, I was totally unaware that it existed. The other one was a one-off. But so like I obviously didn't know it existed. The first one, go back to Max Toy. This is one that Mark Nagata custom painted. It's a UV activated, cool kind of glow on this bad boy. It's called Dio. And Dio is the mascot, the kaiju mascot for the Daikaiju Salon in Japan. So it's just kind of, custom figure, right? That represents the Kaiju Salon. And he has kind of a anime manga style happy cartoony one. And he has an angry one. And I got the angry version. And it comes with I don't have it right here. It's up there, but it comes with a little plastic palm tree too, which is amazing. But look at this guy. I absolutely love this. Look at this guy. This is Dio. He comes with a little glow in the dark crown.
Yeah.
But this is the angry version. And the colorway is absolutely stunning. And it is just a really well done, cool piece. Mark Nagata killed it with this. Absolutely love this. And I think there's even one or two left on his site of this variant. The manga one is sold out, but I think the angry version, which I actually like better, is still there. And it comes with this little glow in the dark crown you can put on and a palm tree. So it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dio, once again, wasn't expecting to pick that up, but I saw it and I was like, I absolutely love it.
Resist it. I like the spines on him kind of remind me of the old kind of like knockoff Godzillas. They always had those sort of. I love it. He's like knockoff Godzilla, Ultra Kaiju, and outdated dinosaur design all mixed in one. It's I'm here for it, man. It's good. So the other one, I have to go back to G-Fest. So, and I showed this off in my pickups for G-Fest. I finally got one of the Last Bastion Studios Ragnar, the big turtle kaiju. And I did a great trade with Chris Helseth over there for that. We traded turtles, a Trauma Gamera Sun Guts for one of those. And I saw one up there that was on there, and I was like, oh, that can't be for sale. That's like a one-off, just showcase piece, because it was a one of one. Custom painted by Octeal, who did Kaiju Cream, and Kaiju Cream was a big hit at G-Fest and stuff. And I liked the colorway, but I was like, okay, whatever. So I was like, you know what? Like 3 or 4 days, we're back from G-Fest 3 or 4 days, and I shot Chris a note, and I was like, hey, the one Octeal painted, is that for sale or is that a showcase? He's like, oh no, it's for sale. I was like, did somebody buy it? And he's like, no, surprisingly not. And I go, can I buy it? And he goes, yeah. And so his business partner, Wes, was actually driving. They're in LA. He was driving through Texas basically a day before, or 2 days before I reached out to him. So he was able to drop it off in person. Oh, that's cool.
So I got like delivery of this one of one
Kaiju delivery.
They're great guys. And I won't go off on it again because we did the show with Ryan, but those guys are awesome. They're so great dudes. And so I got this cool Ragnar custom painted, and it is UV activated as well, similar to Dio, but I got this really cool just multicolored octeal. There's the one of one right there, of Ragnar, and I love the sculpt of Ragnar. It's great. But this paint job, I just had to have it. So it was
that's awesome.
It's really funky, and it just looks good. I have a shelf of like kind of this really bright orange stuff, and it just goes
all the crazy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so the last stuff, it is a good one. I was really excited for those two. So the last stuff I got is more Godzilla. Oh no, I take that back. I got one more. You'll love this one. And I'm sorry for the song "I Will Get Stuck in Your Head," but from Marmot. Nesekoma. I got Takemajin, the Marmot. The he can do his crotch chop too.
Dude.
Yes, I finally got the Marmot one, and actually, this was unopened. It was great condition. It's a beautiful piece.
Toy, man.
It really is.
That's impressive.
Absolutely. I have him up there between some Gilalas. But yeah, I was so stoked to get. This came in like the day I was leaving for G-Fest. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Dude, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than a pre-convention toy.
I know. But yeah, I absolutely love this guy. And I like something that scales with my Gilala Safubi. And so I was so pumped to get this. Okay. This one you're going to like because you like this guy. He's a birthday boy, Mr. Megalon. So Marusan has been doing a lot of the 350s. And one of the ones they did was this partnership with this designer of he does silver accessories in Japan. And they did this partnership and he custom painted one of these. So I forget his name. But I love it because you'll see the colorways are very 80s, the teal and pink. But I picked up this Marusan Megalon.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's very teal and pink. And, but I love it. It's definitely my color palette. But so cool. And Marusan's been releasing a ton. They did an all glitter Megalon that just came out.
Yeah.
And some other ones. So you'll get a lot of Megalon from Marusan. And okay, so the next two I have three left. The big one and the next two. The next two are part of the 89 club, man.
I was about to say it's weird if we're not getting any 89s. What is that?
So these are officially number 82 and 83. So we are 6 away, man. Okay. And I just reorganized them on the shelves and stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good. This one is only a slight variation. There's two that are very similar to this, but this just added a layer of yellow paint to it. And this is this cool green and black marble. But they added the yellow to the spines, the teeth, the claws. But this exists in a couple different variants. But I dig it. This color green really pops on the shelf. And so I do dig this one. But I was really excited that they gave us finally a glow in the dark purple marble. And I love this guy. He looks so great.
A good one.
And a very subtle gold on the claws and the teeth and stuff. It adds a nice little pop there. And there's a little a dab of silver here. But this guy looks really cool. And I have 12 marbled ones now. So I think there's so many. But yeah, so 82 and 83.
That's
getting
insane.
Close. 6 more, man. 6 more. And then we'll be done. Okay, finally. Without further ado, my big pickup and something that we've been talking about for a long time on here. I finally beefed up my vintage collection. I have the 67 Marusan, the 66 Marusan, the L-Tel. And I have some of the old Bullmark and old Marusan for other kaiju, but I didn't have the classic 70 Bullmark that was seen in Godzilla versus Hedorah. So I went ahead and I got him. But that's not all, Jake, because I had to get the original, I wanted the full thing. The part that makes him a little bit trickier to get, I got the tower with him, the original 70 tower. So I have him in a case right now, squaring off against the 66 Marusan. But he's the reason I was waiting. I wanted the right level of it was played in and kids played with it. It was a real toy from the 70s, but it wasn't totally destroyed, right? The paint is really solid. It's hard to tell there, but the paint is really solid on the eye and stuff here. But it's definitely worn in. You can see some of the blue, and there were a few colorways of this. There were some variations.
Sure.
But the main thing was getting that tower with
you have to get it with the tower.
Yeah. And so because they do a lot of repros on the tower and stuff, and I wanted an original one from the 70s, and I figured, you know what, I've waited long enough. But yeah, so I finally got him off the list. Now on to blue, green Godzilla tower and Marmot Space Godzilla and all the rest. But I love it. You know what? I got him at a not like a crazy good deal, but better than I thought I was going to have to pay to get a tower.
That's that's always good when you feel like you're getting a little bit of a break, especially on something like that.
And it's not enough that it was like questioning, is this real? Nothing
I mean,
like that.
Now Jay, I already had him with the tower.
You did. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I should have just grabbed that tower from you. But yeah, so I mean, it was a weird thing of pickups, from Marusan's to like, Octeal's Ragnar to Black Seed to a vintage 70s toy. But that's kind of how I collect too. So it's great, but I probably won't have a pickup week like this for like the next year. So, but I was really excited to grab these, and it was my post G Fest, hangover.
It's like your
hair of the dog.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, all right, well, I bought a bunch of cool shit at G Fest.
I need some more.
You're like, well, now I'm depressed. I'm not buying stuff at G Fest. So you just, I mean, that's what I get it.
I will tell you, it was really cool when I got home. And there were a couple packages that were there. That was a nice, like, oh, these are kind of like ease me back into reality. But yeah, so I love it. Like I said, I'm really, really happy with my my pickups this week. Yay, Jay.
It's good stuff, dude. It's great stuff.
Okay.
My stuff is all no vintage stuff here, really. It's all Comic-Con, stuff, Comic-Con exclusives and stuff like that. Great stuff. But don't be looking at it. I don't have a top 10 over here from my list like you do.
Yeah, but I think it's cool, like, because you were a panelist at Comic-Con, so you're getting something that not only represents like Godzilla, but also about a cool like event.
There's some great stuff here. There's some stuff I'm excited about. I did get something in the mail. I'll start off with this. This is from a listener, Matt Bush. He sends stuff to YHS often. He saw me talking about this a couple weeks ago. I had bought one of the Lady Milk Godzillas. The little. Yeah. He sent me another one. He sent me a second Lady Milk Godzilla. So I got this one. This one has a little boom box, and a nice polka dot dress here. I love these things. There's little Lady Milk Godzillas. That this is a new collection for me that I'm going to jump on. I was so happy that he sent this. I'm not sure if Matt Bush watches Monster Island or just Toy Anxiety, but if you're watching, thanks again, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool one to get. I mean, that is of all the stuff that you talk about, I'm glad he kind of zeroed in on that, because nothing against all the cool stuff y'all talk about with Star Wars and Ghostbusters and stuff. They ain't cooler than a Lady Milk Godzilla.
They're not. Nothing is. I'm not. Nothing is. So this thing I found at Comic-Con, I just found this randomly. And Jay, I've seen this before, but I don't even know. It's a collaboration between Godzilla and some other cute Japanese cartoon that I don't even know what it is. But I was like, it's cute and I want it. So I picked up one of these little.
The
one of these
starts with
guys.
an H. The hamsters. Is it Hamaro or something like that?
There's a tag, but it's it's in Japanese or whatever. So I had seen these before, and they come in multiple colors, and the booth had these in like 3 or 4 different colors. Hamtaro, is that what it's called? Yeah. But I was just like, I'm just gonna buy this. This is just cool. I like this. It's nice and cute. This I have a pretty solid, cute Godzilla collection.
Really
so I was like, I don't care that I don't know what this hamster's from. I'm gonna pick this up.
When you in that selection of those they had, did they have one? Do you remember if they had one that was yellow with like tiger stripes?
No, they didn't. They had a solid blue. They had a solid blue, solid green, and a solid red.
Gotcha.
And I almost bought all 3 of them.
Yeah, they're really cool.
I was like, let me just get one. And I mean, this was cheap. I mean, I paid less than $20 for this guy. So
I want to pick up the yellow one. I don't have any of them. I think they're awesome and cute and cool. I want to pick up the yellow one with stripes because it actually ties in my sports collection because that's a tie-in they did with the Hanshin Tigers baseball team, and I love baseball, I love Japanese baseball, and so they did a Hamtaro, Godzilla, and Hanshin Tigers.
That's
three-way
cool.
collaboration. Yeah, so I want it's exact same. I think one is yours just painted the Godzilla suit painted differently. Yeah, I really want that one. Cool.
I from the same seller, I picked up one other thing from that same seller. And what is this? So this is a magazine. It is bi-monthly magazine. Space Magazine is what it's called. I didn't even look in it. I just bought it based on the cover because it's got a very cool Mecha Godzilla here and some robot. And I was like, well, I'll buy that if they just, bought it together with that guy. And there's all kinds of random, there's just all kinds of random Godzilla stuff in here. There's actually a page dedicated to Ghostbusters, which I was like, what? Okay.
Wow.
There's some kind of gory stuff in here from some movie. There's all kinds of shit from movies I don't understand or know, just all kinds of kaiju stuff,
That's
Godzilla
awesome.
stuff. Look at this ad.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just cool shit in here. So yeah, I don't understand any of it, but it's a lot of good art in here. Just a lot of cool. I like this kind of stuff, dude. I have look at this. Just
Ultra 7. Nice.
Yeah,
Ultra
some
Man.
Ultra. Yeah, all kinds of stuff, man. Oh, and then look at this. What is this? Somebody's eyes getting gouged out. Look at that shit. There's some gross stuff. This is for me, man. This is my kind of thing. Look at this.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, there's Iron King. Yeah, those Tokusatsu or helmets.
Yeah.
And you have the Ghostbusters Toho Encyclopedia that has a Godzilla ad in it. So now you have a Godzilla magazine that has some Ghostbusters in it. Yeah.
Hold on. Jay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this weird shit?
I don't know.
I don't know either, man, but I'm into it. This is a cool. Yeah, cool magazine. Was happy to pick this up.
Very cool. That's one of those not a hidden gem, but something you could learn about other cool things, avenues you can go down and get some cool stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I got another kind of book thing. This was one of my favorite. This was one of my favorite things from Comic-Con. I found this. It was hiding. Somebody had a booth with just a lot of random toys, and I saw the corner of it peeking out, and I was like, "That's Minya. What is that?" And I was like, "Hey, what is this thing?" I was like, "Can I hold this?" And he hands me this.
That's really
some
cool.
kind of amazing booklet.
Okay.
That has a record in it.
Oh, very cool.
I don't exactly know what the deal is, but it's basically the story of, Godzilla's Revenge, Son of Godzilla. It's just not Son of Godzilla, but you know what I mean. It's just basically the story of that film, and there's a lot of really great artwork in it. Look at that. This.
I pushes him down. I love that.
Yeah, I really love the kind of sketchy artwork in here.
Oh, just that is amazing.
Great stuff. This page I really love because it has this one specifically because it's Ebra and Godzilla, not over here, and then the kid. It's they're. Yeah, dude, I just love this.
That's
stuff,
amazing.
I was I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you have any more of these?" And he was like, "This is all I got." He had a couple. He had some Bandai, just some random Bandai, shit. Who cares? Nothing I care about.
Yeah.
But he just had some random Bandai, just a few, maybe 5 or 6 figures, and then he had this, and I was like, "Well, I'm taking this."
That is so cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what that one is. Yeah, we have to do a little digging on that one. But that's really cool, man.
It's got a cool little. Toho sticker right here kind of peeling off. But yeah, man, this was awesome.
Because when you showed that picture on Instagram, I was looking at it, I was it was hard for me to tell kind of the shape of it. Was it how vertical or horizontal it was? Because I was like, is it a set of Karuta cards? Is it a book? What was it? But yeah, that's really neat.
And here's the record.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. This was one of my favorite things that I picked up.
Very cool. Very jealous.
Cool. So also, Art Adams was at the show, and we all know Art Adams has been doing some of the best Godzilla artwork ever for years and years.
100%. Yeah.
Now he was there. I was a little bummed out with his selection of stuff. He didn't have much stuff. He had 4 prints you could buy. That's it. He had 4 prints, and then he had a couple books. The books were like Marvel art, Marvel art of Art Adams, stuff like that. But one of his prints was a Godzilla, but it wasn't my favorite. It was just
it's Art Adams.
Godzilla. It was art, but he had one print that I did love, and it's actually a print of the artwork he did for. Did you get the Criterion collection, the big book with all the? Okay, so you know how they had a different artist do all the.
Yep.
So he did Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
He had prints.
Him. Yeah,
it's a black and white print, which I thought was interesting because it's in color in the thing. But got a little print. Got him to sign it.
That's so cool.
And it's awesome. I loved this art the minute I saw it. It's so weird and it's like off-putting having Godzilla in that kind of
I know.
It looks like he's just standing, but he's upside down. I love it. So he had these for sale and I was able to pick one up. It was really cool.
We tried to get Art Adams for Kaiju Go to have him and Bob Eggleton. I thought that would be kind of cool to have both of them in there. It was hard to get. Art was very kind and wrote back immediately and was so professional and awesome and everything that you've heard here about him, like being so nice. And no matter if it's the Comic-Con or a podunk show that's just starting out, but we couldn't make it happen. But I would love to get him down for an event. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice dude. And speaking of Art Adams, I also got the Super 7 exclusive Ultimate figure that is based on not only based on Art Adams art, but Kyle, who designed this figure from Super 7, told us at Toy Anxiety that this comes with a little man figure. He was like, that's Art Adams. He's like, that's an Art Adams figure. I based it off of him. It's really tiny and it's hard to tell, but it's art. Yeah. It's supposed to be Art Adams. So
that's so cool.
He's got his own little figure. But here's the actual toy. So this is the first in hand Godzilla Ultimate for me. I do have the first wave pre-ordered. I know everybody else has got them, but Awesome Collector needs to speed things up and send me my toys. So, but I picked this guy up at the show. This is a cool figure, but it is so different from. It's like almost kind of. I buy all kinds of toys, not just Godzilla, not just the Fubi. Yeah. I have all kinds of collections, and most of your toys are like this. They're articulated and everything. But it is weird getting a Godzilla toy with so much articulation. And I don't say weird in a bad way. It's just like it's almost like another kind of collector, But 100%. I love this. I love that he's covered in blood. Like that is awesome to me. I think this is a really good looking figure. I don't have the regular 89 in hand yet, but I will say after seeing the 89 in person, I think I like this version of it better. I think the paint job on this one looks better than just the black 89, but this is a cool figure, man. It's hefty. It's really heavy. These are bigger than I thought they were going to be.
It looks really big,
but I think the sculpting's really fun. I like the way, the hands look really great. And he came with interchangeable hands, an interchangeable head, and a little Art Adams figure. So yeah, I had to pick this up.
And that's so cool that it's based off of the cover of a single issue. You know what I mean? It is so, it's so specific. I think that's awesome.
I know Kevin from, Super 7, he said that that was that comic. He was obsessed with it as a kid. And I was like, dude, I was too. I remember the day I walked into a comic store and saw that. And I was like, why is Godzilla covered in blood? Just that artwork is amazing. That this is one of my favorite depiction of Godzilla of all time.
Yeah.
It's just such a good looking.
And now you have it in toy form. which is crazy.
Now I own it.
I know, right? Yeah.
I got 2 more things here, and they're both from Mondo. And I gotta say thank you to Peter and Hector at Mondo. They're such nice dudes. They've been on the show. Like, he gave me this Biollante out of the goodness of his heart. And I was gonna buy it anyway, but they were really good over the weekend. We did a little Mondo booth tour and everything, but I did get the final Biollante colorway. This weird glitter green, sort of translucent. I have 3 Biollantes now, and they look amazing, dude. Like, all of these are awesome. This is my favorite kaiju of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy to get a hold of this. I love the glitter in there.
Yeah.
This is a cool
She looks great. She looks great.
Yeah. Jay, do you have
Peter.
any of the Biolantes?
I do. I have the midnight blue one. Yeah. I have that one.
Right. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to... My Mondo collecting, because I do love them all, but it's more of a space thing. I want to get one of at least one of all of them and kind of mix up the colorways.
It's hard.
It is, yeah. So I'm gonna do I just actually, because I picked up the original Space Godzilla and the trendy. So I sold the regular one. So I'm gonna keep the trendy for that. Even though the Cherry Blossom, which we'll talk about later, is awesome. I passed on that because I wanted the Cherry Blossom Rodan. So that was the one that I wanted to get for that colorway. So I'm just trying to mix it up, but I did keep the Midnight Bloom from the Biollante because I thought it was really cool and different.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, I also wanted to try to stick with one of each just because just what you said, like, I don't know where it's going.
And those
I ended up with 3 Biollantes. I did order the Rodan. I feel like the Rodan's probably more like how the Jet Jaguar. I also bought multiples of the Jet Jaguar, but he's small.
Yeah.
Rodan, I think, is probably going to be. I know he's got a wingspan, but I think he's going to be kind of small. So I ordered Cherry Blossom Rodan.
Yeah.
So yeah, same. It's like you tried it, but I also ordered the Trendmasters colorway.
I couldn't pass up on that one,
especially because I own the Trendmasters Space Godzilla. And I was like, there's no way I'm not going to. I actually didn't buy the regular Space Godzilla.
Which is so great.
Well, because there's also like a glitter version that they showed off at one of the I was actually surprised it wasn't. I was surprised they didn't have more of the Space Godzilla variants on display at Comic-Con. Because I was like, well, aren't there more? We already know there's more coming. Like, where are they? So they, even with Rodan, they didn't have any other of the. They've revealed another Rodan. Well, I don't know if they officially revealed it or if it was just out, but there are other Rodans.
Yeah,
but they just had the one there. So, this is a long way of me saying I also wanted to try to only stick to one, and I've already bought 2 Space Godzillas. I got 3 Biolantes. Hey, but speaking of Space Godzilla. I got one right here.
There he is.
Holy shit. This is beautiful. Amazing, dude. Hey, I am not mad that I've ordered 2 Space Godzillas. No. Jay, look at this, dude. People are starting to, I know you said you sold your first one, but did it show up?
Yeah.
Have you gotten it?
I got it today, and the guy had already, I think you put me in contact with him that he was looking for.
Okay, you were able to sell it to that guy.
Yeah, cool. And I just for whatever I paid for it, I just sent him off to him. He's a great guy. So I'm like, I don't have room, but it was hard. I mean, it was hard for me.
I get it.
It wasn't as hard for me the Biollante as it was Space Godzilla because I love the Space Godzilla design so much. I love Biollante too. Don't get me wrong, but I just something about this. You always want as much Space Godzilla as you can have. So I feel like it's.
I mean, it's a great.
This isn't making it easier. You showing this off is not making it easier.
Look at the. I really love the purple at the base of the spines. There's like purple in there that you don't really see unless you really get into it.
Ooh, I love that.
This thing is awesome. I mean, there's not enough Space Godzilla Safubi out there. There's almost none.
You can't
this
find the
is
Marmot.
Awesome. No. And then this is just. He's a good size. He's tall. I mean, Biolante's, wide, but it's a big figure, dude. Was really happy to get this. And I was also really happy that it shipped so quickly. That was one of the things when I was at the convention and I realized those are, Space Godzilla and Rodan are online only. And I was like, oh, so I'm going to order these and not get them for 6 months or a year, maybe.
Nope.
But somebody was like, no, somebody was like, Space Godzilla shipping next week. So this came quick, man. It was here almost immediately. I mean, I got this before I got the rest of my Comic-Con stuff because I had to ship all my Comic-Con stuff back to me. I mean, crazy. I had a big, in a Mondo box, I had a big Mondo, like, because we did a, Toy Anxiety did a panel at Comic-Con, and Mondo actually gave us some stuff to give away. So we gave away a Magneto, a Biollante, and some records. But the box they gave us was like the shipper box for the Magnetos, basically. And I filled it with all my Comic-Con pickups and shipped it home to me. But this showed up before that did. So I love it. This is great.
I think we got to realistically talk, and I know they have before, so this wouldn't be like a first time or anything, but like the Mondo Safubi series has to be in the running, and maybe even more so than they have in the years prior, a chance of winning a Jeffrey, because their line this year has it's really expanded a lot with the Space Godzillas, the Rodans, some of the tail end of the Biolantes. I think most of them came out last year, but still like the obviously the one that you got today or at Comic-Con, but Space Godzilla and Rodan and those variants enough, that's pretty good. And then I know, well, I
mean, there's also more
and stuff.
Yeah. And there's more coming. Like they had a few Godzilla things that they revealed at Comic-Con. So yeah, dude, absolutely. They're in the running this year. They're going to be, I think we're also going to open up. I think there's going to be more than 2 kaiju categories for the Jeffries this year. And I mean, even outside of the Jeffries, Mondo's has a great chance. I bought that Magneto figure. I don't even own any other of the X-Men 1/6 scale figures that they've put out, but that Magneto is so good, and seeing it in person, cool. I was like, I'm buying this. And I was like, I'm going to buy this. So I bought it, and now I want the rest of them,
Yeah. And the James Groman stuff coming out too. You're going to have that too. I mean, they're doing a lot of Mondo's hot right now. Mondo's really hot right now.
They are. And I got to see that Groman in person, dude. Yeah. And it's amazing. And I got to hold Attack Peter's Mechagodzilla figures, and it was really hard for me to not just put them in my backpack and run.
Oh no, those coming out. Those are going to be, like I said, I very rarely ever save space on any shelf for any toy, but there's one up there that is saved for that when that comes out. So hurry up, Peter, get on it, man.
Yeah, same. Jay, that's all my pickups, man.
That's great, dude.
We're almost an hour in, and we just finished our pickups. So let's run through some of the toys.
Yeah.
And then I want to make sure we talk a little bit about
-1
fucking weird new movie that's coming. So
well, the good news about these releases, so I've kind of broken out into 3, like there's a lot of recent releases that didn't fall within Comic-Con or Wonderfest. There's a lot, so that's kind of section 1, and we have Wonderfest. And then a lot of the Comic-Con stuff we've talked about. So like we don't have to spend a lot of time. It's just more, hey, was there anything else that you being there, did you see or have any commentary on it other than the 2D pictures that I've seen? So let me pull that up. So we got lots of, I mean, I'll tell you, brace yourself for impact. We got a lot of really cool stuff. I'm like, man, like how I need more money. That's all I gotta say. Let me add
I need more money.
Yep. I know. So these are going to be some things that were not any specific release to an event. Okay. X Plus, not messing around, either this or Wonderfest. So they had 3 releases that I think all 3 are just people are really, really excited about. This is the re-release of the Biollante, the large monster series. But, I mean, that's still like going to be 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall, and a foot long. This thing is great. This has the light up abdomen. So the luminescent version. And right now it's only on the X Plus Japan side, but if it does roll out to like the Shonen Rick US side or something, I mean, to get a Biollante X Plus for under $400, and it'll be more.
It's a buy for me.
Yeah. It's so beautiful and awesome. So I'm excited to see kind of how that gets out there. If there are other ways to get it as opposed to just kind of the typical secondary market stuff with the huge
Yeah,
markup.
I think it's on Awesome Collector.
Oh, is it on Awesome Collector? Like, great.
I think so.
Great. Let's it's a buy. The other one that everybody's been pumped about is, that they're finally doing a 74 that's based on, this is a Favorite Sculptors line, 30 centimeter, based on the old Monster Maker 28 kit. And this thing is up for pre-order right now. You can get the Rick with the light up spines for $170.
It's nothing.
And it's one of the, I don't know, I love the 73 and 74 and 75 Godzilla. It's so great. And the one that really caught me off guard, because this is actually part of their Real Masters collection and Favorite Sculptors line. So the RMC is their resin. So they're really nice, like very breakable stuff. And I think this thing is beautiful. It's the aggregate version of Destroya, and it's based on the Black Dragon Studios model kit. This you can also pre-order on Shonen Rick US site. I think maybe on Awesome Collector as well. The Godzilla store has this, and it's $345. But remember, it's resin, and it is 22 inches wide. I mean, this thing is big, and it looks so cool. These are 3 really good releases / re-releases. So good job, X Plus.
Yeah, great stuff. I've wanted to buy Alante X Plus, and I know that old one's been hard to get, and it's been expensive. If you wanted it on the secondhand market. Like I said a few minutes ago, Biollante is my favorite. It's my favorite kaiju. So that is I'm going to buy that figure.
Yeah,
just going.
So cool.
I don't know where it's going, but I'll buy it.
And like all X Plus,
I'll just live under it.
Yeah, just live under it, right? Yeah. Okay, so some other cool things that happened. So these are some Godzilla store releases, and by no means are we going through all of these, and a lot of these are re-releases. But the Godzilla store, which we know is easy for us to get stuff through Bai and that partnership with Bai, they did release a few new things. They gave us another Bandai Movie Monster series, another variant there. This is this cool orangey blue summer version, so it's almost like a tropical drink type thing going on there. It's really cool. X Plus, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later, but this is a model kit for the 54, and it's a Yuji Sakai modeling collection. This is a kind of the gray black traditional Godzilla with clear spines. They do have another variant we'll talk about from Wonderfest, but this is a 30 centimeter, 12 inch tall model kit. Very cool stuff. And then Marusan does what Marusan does, man. They release 1,000 different variants. No new sculpts here. It's Hedorah and A-type and C-type. It's Megalon, it's Ghidorah, it's Jet Jaguar and Gorosaurus and stuff. But some of these are just re-releases. Like, these have all been out. The new ones are the totally blank glow-in-the-dark King Ghidorah, the copper and black Hedorah. That's a new one. I don't know about the Sakura, the pink and green and glow-in-the-dark Hedorah or not. That one, I'm not for sure. The 350. And then the 2 purple glow-in-the-dark marbly Marusan 66 style Godzilla L-Tel or J-Tel and the Megalon. Yeah, those are the ones that I know are new. The other ones, they've been available. Heck, I sold a lot of them at G-Fest. I had a lot of them at my booth. They're all really cool. They're all great. And Marusan just going to release a zillion things at a time, because that's what Kaminaga-san does.
It's fun stuff.
But it's cool to see this many cool colorways that are now easily accessible for people. They don't have to jump through hoops to get them.
Right.
So very cool stuff. Godzilla store. Yay. Okay. A couple more. I had to mention this, because the 73 Godzilla on Raku and Sako is beautiful. It's awesome. It's amazing.
I want that. Oh, yeah. I want that.
And so the green one is one of the harder ones to find now, but they are releasing a phase 2, which is going to be more of this kind of bluey color. It also looks awesome. Go enter the lottery on Metacom.
I'm going to do that.
You have the couple more days, like 8 more days. So go do that. And hopefully you can win this, but this bad boy is going to come out, and they're just, it's one of their, on Raku and Saku's best Godzillas is the
I agree.
73.
Yeah, I agree.
The other one that I thought was cool is, we've been talking about these Fantasy toys back when they started with the Hedoras back a year and a half ago, and their Gigan's are awesome. And this is the jungle green version, and I don't know why, but I absolutely adore this thing. This thing is freaking awesome. it's like super like space, and I know he's from Space Hunter Nebula or Space Hunter Nebula, and like I get he's from outer space, but like I love this one. I want to get this one. It is open for pre-order on the Bandai Japan site, unfortunately not the US, but these things are easy to get on the secondhand market afterwards. But they are really cool. And they're like I said, they're a division of Bandai, so they'll be out there.
Yeah, that's a cool sculpt, cool color. It reminds me of the movie Alien, the black and the bright green like that. It looks great.
100%. Yes. So I was really excited about these two hitting.
Yeah.
And then Super 7, I know we talked about their Comic-Con stuff, but they did announce this. Was this right before Comic-Con or right after?
I can't remember. It was before, and they had them on. They did have. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, the Wave 4, the Toho Ultimates for Space Godzilla and Mogera. And if you buy them as a pair, you get the super pack with the extra heads. We've talked about Super 7 and you mentioned it just a second ago, like where they fit in a collection. But hey, more Space Godzilla. I would say more Mogera, but I'm not going to.
But they do look good, and I think their mechs, like their Mogera and their Mechagodzilla, look really great. And I don't know what that is, but something about their kind of paint jobs look really good on the mech. So yeah, these are great. These are both good, and they're big. Like I said, that Godzilla is a good size, and the Space Godzilla is bigger. So
yeah, and the pre-order is open right now. So go buy these guys, or go pre-order them, I should say. And I think the schedule is April of next year for these things to hit, because there's a lot more waves to come that we've already pre-ordered, or some of us have pre-ordered.
I mean, wave 1 is just now hitting. So
yeah, cool stuff there. And then this is less about a specific toy and more about a partnership that was teased right before G-Fest, or right after G-Fest. And I think it's really cool, because talk about some very premium companies. So you have Spiral Studios, which we know that encapsulates both Spiral Studios, the big giant, super detailed statues, and then also Spiral Toy, which is the like the Godzilla 2019 we showed off today.
Yeah.
So they're they're teasing a partnership with TYG, and TYG does the very, 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 very high end Safubi. Like their GMK, is really highly thought of and sought after, and goes for like $1,000. Like, I mean, these are crazy. So I'm curious to see what they do, where they play with this. But I think this is something. And I just saw a typo in there. Partnership. Oh man, I gotta proofread my stuff. I know. But I put a lot of slides together right before the show. But I'm very curious what happens here, and I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool. I do think it'll go Safubi route. But I'm curious to see what they do. And they did booth together at Wonderfest, so that was kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, like you said, this GMK, the one that's kind of peeking out right here. I've been seeing a lot of people posting about it, and it's good stuff. I'm excited.
Okay, so now let's talk Wonderfest.
Okay.
I told everybody I'm sitting out this Wonderfest. G-Fest just took so much out of me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit back and enjoy and see some of this cool stuff. And so far, so good. I won't even probably have a ton of Wonderfest stuff on Toku Toy Town. I'm just like, it just happened too close together, and there was some really cool stuff that came through though. And of course, got to start off with X Plus.
Hey.
So this was cool. Yeah. So they were celebrating 20 years of X Plus's Large Monster series, and they had this really cool, and you sent me the image of this.
Yeah.
This really cool joint booth with Subaraya, where they had Ultra Q, Ultraman, Ultra 7, and Return of Ultraman, like all the monster kaiju and stuff that represent each of those shows, the kind of the first 4 shows, in these awesome displays. I thought those were so cool. And because you're talking Subaraya, you got to release a few. And so they did release this Garamon from Garamon's Counterattack from Ultra Q, Large Monster series. Looks very, very cool. They displayed the prototypes from the favorite sculptors line, one of Miklas and one of Ella King from Ultra 7. And then they did this really cool from Shin Ultraman, the Alien Zara. And they, that's the one they did where he almost was like concave on the back and stuff. And so I thought that's going to look really cool as an X Plus. So I was really excited to see some of that stuff be released as part of this kind of joint Subaraya display.
Yeah, I love this stuff. It's really cool seeing all the Ultra Q monsters in a display like that. I want
I want the display. I want the display.
Yeah.
Just move the display in.
Yeah.
But they have other stuff too. And there's that model kit again, the one that was the Godzilla store exclusive, but this was the sepia version. So they do a lot of that. Band Presto did this a lot with their 54s, where they would do a TV gray version and then what the suit color actually was, that sepia version. So they released the model kit as well in that colorway. Then they gave us another peek at this 30 centimeter favorite sculptors line Baragon, which looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good. Then they did their Omega Beast partnership with this gigantic Shin Godzilla. And I'm sure maybe the news hasn't come out or there's something lost in translation, but it does look like it's very similar to the previous releases, but it's being repackaged as this favorite products line. So I don't know if they're going to do like they do with their favorite sculptors, re-release some of their favorite products. And so, another gigantic Shin, because, the world needs as many as
I want that.
Get.
It's got me, honestly, it's got me kind of thinking about canceling the other X Plus Shin that I have on pre-order and getting this instead.
And it's pretty cool. The D4 Real line gave us 2 new prototypes here with the Trauma Gamera with this little Gauss, a little Gauss right here, and then a Mothra larva, Mothra 61 larva, which is just adorable.
Now, does the Gauss have its eyeball hanging out?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can't see the other side of it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I bet you it does.
I'll buy it. If it does, I'll buy it.
Yeah. That seems fitting. So X Plus dominated, but this was the big news from X Plus that got the Kaiju fandom everybody's was up in arms in both good and bad ways. So X Plus Toho Maniac series, which gave us the Serizawa, it's given us a Matango, the Mysterians. Mm-hmm. The next release is the Godzilla Tower. Yes. To me, we joke about there's no such thing as a bad Space Godzilla. There really is no such thing as a bad Godzilla Tower. But everybody's freaking out about the balloon.
Everybody's mad about the balloon, yeah.
They are so mad. I don't understand why. I like it.
The balloon's there, right? Isn't the balloon in the movie?
Yeah. So to me, I like it. I will buy this. It'll be the only thing from the Toho Maniacs line I'll have because it's cool. And then they tease, and you can see my little arrow pointing up there. I think they're going to do a Gotengo too from Atragon as well from the Maniacs line. So yay, good job. But I think honestly, the Godzilla Tower might have been the most buzz of anything from X Plus in this Wonderfest. And then because X Plus hates me and they just really they must have heard me talking about it, and it's a personal challenge to them to get me to actually start collecting Harryhausen. Star Ace and them had to go ahead and do a Hydra and a Griffin.
Hydra.
So you have the Griffin and the Minotaur from Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and of course the Hydra from Jason and the Argonauts. Wow. I mean, the Hydra looks so amazing.
Yeah. It also looks like it's going to be a really big, it looks like it's going to be Kraken sized,
which would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, man. I'm like shaking a little bit.
You're gonna have to buy it. That's what you're gonna
do. I just get rid of all my Godzilla X Plus and only collect Harryhausen X Plus? I don't know. I don't know. This is, the Cyclops and the Hydra and the Kraken, and it's like it get built up, and and the Griffin. If they release the Dragon, I'm done.
They're gonna.
Oh yeah, they are.
I'm surprised the Dragon's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So X Plus did great at Wonderfest, but this was the biggest news at Wonderfest, the biggest splash, and this is the one that I paid most attention to. Our good buddies over at Neo Player One, they made a giant splash at Wonderfest 2023, the winter version back in January, February, with their Godzilla 64, the green blue one with the Mothra on the tail. Well, they had this lottery, and they've been hyping it up with these amazing 95 burning Godzillas, and these things are big. They're huge. They're that funky Neo player design that they do amazing. And they had a lottery for these, and I think 800 people entered, and only a handful of these were given away. And the moment that they did, the prices are anywhere from $1,100 to $2,000 on the secondary market for these, and I don't see them going down. People will pay for it. I want, like, here's the thing, like, I'm torn, like the green one, especially, like that could be figure of the decade, but like, it's so inaccessible.
Yeah.
It's almost
it almost annoys me, Jay.
Yeah.
Because these are some of the best sculptings that I've seen in a lot, like maybe ever. The colors they're using,
it's perfect.
Everything I've seen from them is just been like, these are dream figures. And they're so fucking expensive that I will never own one.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. I think when like you go into things like Toy of the Year and stuff, like accessibility is part of it. It's not. It's a small part, but like if it's truly like a one of one, or there's 5 of them, or it's $5,000 to get, like that has to work against it. But like I'm mad because I just really want them. I'm not mad at like, great for those people, you know, like
same.
Yeah, but they're just so awesome. These are like really like the best things ever. Now, the pink 64, which also very cool.
Yeah.
Is a little bit more accessible. They made more of them, and they're about $500 on the thing. And spoiler, I bought one.
We're like, oh, they're so inaccessible. I'm never gonna own one.
That one's not. And I got a really good deal on it because I was really quick. I was like, bam, I want it. Yeah. Like, I was like checking it.
It's beautiful.
And then the Alien Balton, is way more accessible. It's about 175 to 250 ish. You know, I actually have that one about 3 feet in front of me, and I have the one from last one as well. That's for Toku Toy Town. I was able to get it from a supplier early, and so I do have one, just one, and it's really cool. This colorway is way better than the first one, which was all kind of muted grays, which is still cool. That's a great Balton sculpt. So I'm excited to take some photos of that and put it on the site because it's really cool. But those things are, like I said, a little bit more accessible. The 95s are just,
they're perfect. These guys are doing something different. Yeah, these guys are doing something different. They're putting a lot of like, these sculpts have a lot of, you know, personality in them, and they're weird and chunky, and the smoke coming off of the 95s it's such a good touch.
Yeah. It's perfect. Yeah, no, I really,
they're perfect. Yeah.
Other than like, we just can't get them. But close to being perfect as well. I
was about to say, also the most perfect minion I've ever seen in my life.
Also, Sun Guts killed it. Now, they did release a lot of new colorways, including like Spider-Man, Rodan, or whatever is down there, and a pink. Oh, I do too. And the Garamon from Redmon version, they did like a cool like pink. It's really cool. Along with the Zeton and a Pagila and a Alien Zeton, or Keemer, I should say, and the colorway for the Shin. I love the blue and red. Like that's something that you don't see a ton of, that kind of colorway. But all of that's great. But the 2-pack of the little Minya and the Mothra larva was by far the big winner.
Yeah,
the thing is so awesome.
Yeah, like it's so cute.
I mean, I can't wait till the different colorways of this thing come out. They can go do some really wacky stuff. But I love this one. I really want to try to get this. It's not super expensive, but you know, for people that, you know, they're small and they're expensive for the size, you know, in traditional thinking.
What's the price? What do you know what the price is?
I've seen them go for like in that 130 to 175 range for it.
Yeah.
But you know, Sun Guts it's a show exclusive, and this is their first one. To do it. I think people are going to dig it. I think that's one we'll see Sun Guts go back to because that might be the best minion figure ever. Maybe.
It's awesome. I agree.
So good.
It's beautiful. I love his big head. It's great. Yes. Yeah. It's beautiful. I love him.
So we don't have to talk about this, but Max Toy and US Toys, they had a lot of stuff there. All of their new stuff were just new colorways. There weren't any new sculpts, but if you need a new colorway for the Max Toy stuff.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I've
been
interrupting you a lot.
Go ahead. I've been talking a lot, so
they're putting out new colorways of these bigger ones. These are the bigger guys here
on the US Toys.
Yeah,
the shampoo. Yeah, that's the shampoo. The big ones are the shampoo ones series. Yeah, there's the Gomez and the Canagon and the Gabora and the Busca. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need you to help me get like 4 of those.
Yeah, they're really cool. And then some new colorways on the building box series, the smaller ones. You see mostly the
Mhm.
Giros there and Gomez, and there's a Naranga peeking there, hiding behind Kanagon there.
Mhm.
Oh, and a clear Jamila. I didn't even see him
Yeah,
until now.
clear, dude.
But I love going back to Max Toy on the other side. I love in the center the Shin. I think that looks really cool. And then they went with the King Caesar. They went with like more of a ruddy red color. It looks really good. So I'm excited to see those in person as well, because I wish they didn't have a one-day license, because they do great Godzilla stuff.
Max Toy's killing me, dude. Like, I want every single one of those.
Yeah.
And
they're making a big push. Them and Sun Guts both are making a big push, I think, for it to be in that toy line of the year too. They've been doing really good stuff. So here's some more Wonderfest, because there's always great stuff. All of these are repaints, reimaginings of existing sculpts. Saru Jirushi. Now, the Shin from Hobby Round 28 that came out before this was the really subtle translucent red with that dark black. It was hard to beat. It's one of the coolest items I've ever had in my store.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks almost as cool with this kind of more like almost like a muscular, fleshy thing. That's the word. And then the 95, they do so many wacky colorways. This clear with the purple spray and the orange looks awesome. I haven't seen that one in person either, but that one looks cool. And then Passion Tank, they went back to the well with both of their versions of Shin and their 64. 3 sculpts there that they knock out of the park. And this is their first kind of realistic colored 64. So a lot of people really jazzed about that. So Saru Jirushi and Passion Tank, they only do good stuff. It's all big. It's all good. It's kind of like what we talk about with X Plus. Like, it's going to be good. So excited to see that they're continuing. I want to see more sculpts from Saru Jirushi. I hope they give us a new one soon. Not that the other ones are bad. It's just, I would rather get a new sculpt than the 17th 95.
I don't love that 95. I mean,
I do. I like
the color's cool. I think the colors are cool. I don't love that sculpt. But whatever.
I will tell you. We've talked about this. Like, I had to be sold on that sculpt too until I got one. These do, like, in person, they do win you over by the detail and like almost it's a hard thing to explain. But yeah, on the surface, it's not my favorite 95 sculpt either. I totally get that. M1 was there. They gave us a new clear Biollante. We haven't had a new Biollante in a while, and they gave us a new medium size, the little 5-inch Bullmark Mini sculpt for Mechagodzilla. Yeah, so those are cool. And then last but not least, Spiral Toy. We mentioned them. They did give us their first of their Shin sculpt, which is so cool and funky and Safubi-ized. But it's the blank red, and it comes unassembled. But we know that they're going to be doing more of those. But this was under the Vinyl Monsters banner. So what I don't know, Jake, I don't know if they're going to rebrand Artisan Dynasty as Vinyl Monsters, or if it's a separate line within Spiral Toy where Artisan Dynasty has to be, a certain legendary sculptor or painter, and maybe Vinyl Monsters is not. I don't know.
Right.
So, but that was a cool thing. I love their sculpt. I think it's a really cool interpretation of Shin. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, me too. And I'll pass on the blanks. Those aren't my favorite. But if they put out colorways that look as good as their 2019, I'll jump on one for sure.
For sure, yeah. They got some good stuff brewing. Like I said, we got to get AJ on. Okay, now we go shifting to Comic-Con. So we went to Japan. Now let's go San Diego. A lot of this stuff we've talked about, but please, and some of the stuff I've forgot to put on here. But I wanted for you to add any commentary. We talked about Mondo, the toys a lot, with the Space Godzilla and the Rodan online exclusive, the Biollante that you got. But we didn't talk about the prints. And I thought I thought the Peter's Invasion of Astro Monster is freaking ridiculous.
It's
and
perfect.
The 2 Destroy All Monsters I thought were really, really cool as well. Did you get to see these in person there?
Dude, I did, but it was also so kind of hectic inside the Mondo booth that the time we were in there, we were really doing, we were doing some filming with the figures and with Peter and Hector. So I didn't get to study these prints, but I do love them. I think I do have one of these Ghidorah prints coming from Peter. I thought about getting the Destroy All Monsters print, but I had to be I got a lot of Godzilla prints. I know I have some more coming. If I get that, it might not go up on my wall for a while. It might just get it put in my flat file. So I passed, but I really love it.
Yeah. I need Peter to do a horizontal print because now I got all my Waylands hung up, but I have a spot right over here.
You got a spot.
So but it has to be horizontal because it's on an angle. So, so I need him to do some more horizontal Godzilla.
I brought some of my Waylands to work and hung them up in my.
That's awesome.
Where I work, I just got my own like private room. So I have a room to myself at the shop, and I put all my art up. And I filled half of the room, but I had one wall that was still just blank. And I was like, oh, well, I need to just bring some prints up here. And I brought my Godzilla versus Megalon and my Godzilla versus Biollante Wayland prints and hung them up. Nice. They look great. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting under. I just got my Terror of Mechagodzilla hung up in my Mothra. And then I have the Ultra 7 and Ultraman, the prints they face each other with both of them. Yep. And it looks so good. Good job, Tom. Yeah. Big fan of that stuff. So I need to attack Peter, but I need to be horizontal, dude. Super 7, we talked ad nauseum about the Art Adams comic cover one.
But they also
they also had 3 new reaction figures: the Glow from Hedorah and Ghidorah, and then the Train Biter.
Jess bought the Hedorah. I didn't buy any of the reactions, but Jess did. Yeah, there's the Rodan reaction figure.
Oh yeah, I forgot that on there. And then
and there was also a shirt of this, but it was I tried to buy it. It was sold out already.
Now did Jess get the new Hedorah mask? Did she get the mask?
She didn't get the mask. She just got the reaction. Yeah.
But my favorite thing that they did was the new Rodan shirt with like the Rodan Shogun Rodan one. Yep. I love that. Me too. Yeah, that's the one I think I might have to find a way to get. That's a cool one. But Super 7,
I think they put up. I don't know if they still have them, but I think they had. So like the shirt that I wanted ran out. But I remember Kyle saying like some we're gonna go up online, so there might be Rodan shirts online. I don't know.
Nice, yeah. So really cool stuff. I mean, was there anything else from the Super 7 booth? Was it a pretty good like vibe over there?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, they were really big. They unveiled that Cat Slayer. I don't know if you saw it. It's like
I forgot about that. Yeah,
giant. So that was taking up a lot of space. But I mean, they had all of the Ultimates so far on display. They had the Mechagodzillas we talked about. They had all of the reactions on display. They have a really good Godzilla. I mean, at this point, they've done a lot of Godzilla stuff. All the masks were there. So, but other than this and the Rodan reaction, I think that's pretty much it. We also missed a couple Mondo things they had out, but I think you got them later on. Or
what else did they have?
Well, Mondo had. So both of the Mechagodzillas, they revealed a new Mechagodzilla variant of Peter's and then there was also that like Aztec-y Godzilla that's coming.
There he is.
Yeah, that guy. So and there's the second colorway of the Mechagodzilla. So
I forgot they released the second I mean, because we talked about the initial release our last show. When they revealed it at the licensing expo, I forgot about the second Mechagodzilla. But yeah, the Aztec one, the Urban Aztec one. I hope that is something that's accessible as well, because I definitely want that. It looks so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And they also had the Groman on display, which is
made you more excited.
So I'm so glad I got that thing,
dude. Okay, and then you sent me some photos when you were going by the Haya booth, and I know they've been kind of like I said, it once again it's that NECA Monster Arts. Super 7. It's like in that world, but these obviously are more MonsterVerse focused. And from the images, like in that world, these look like they were really cool. How did they look in person?
They look great, man. I love all this stuff. I'm not sure if any of it will be stuff I pick up, but if I do, if I were to pick any of it up, it'd be the Muto and the skull, the fucking skull crawler thing. Like I'm looking at that. Does that say Skull Devil? That's not what they called. That's not what they called those. Those I think are really cool, and I don't have any Muto or Skullcrawler figures because there's not a lot of them out there. Yeah. So those are ones that I would be maybes for me. But this stuff really looks like the Monster Art stuff, but it's good. It all looks well done. I mean, that Ghidorah is amazing. I like Kong with his tree. and they had like 3 or 4 different versions of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like it's good looking stuff.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't own any, so I'm not as familiar. But like I said, from the images, they look really cool. But I would argue though, the biggest news coming out of Comic-Con, Godzilla related, might have been from the comic side. And I'm not a comic guy. I know you know comics and the history and everything. Like, I'm not a huge comic guy, but you mentioned earlier when we were chatting about the IDW doing the special cover there, the big giant one that you could take a picture in front of. Yeah. Great pictures, by the way, for the Here There Be Dragons pirate adventure with Godzilla. So I love that. But I think the biggest news from Comic-Con was the announcement of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, this partnership with DC and Legendary Comics, and some of the stuff they released there. It looks like, I mean, I heard that in the moment. The first thing I thought of was me and you talking about in our episode about the Godzilla films that were never made, Batman versus Godzilla 66. So I don't know.
I don't know if you saw all the covers that they've unveiled a few covers already, and one of the covers is like a giant robotic Batman fighting Godzilla.
I have seen that one. Yes.
You see that one? Yeah.
Yes. I was like, is that a new like jet? Oh no, that's Batman.
It's Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought that was, that's great for the Godzilla brand.
DC is a big thing. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, like they're the biggest, superheroes in the world. And Godzilla's already been canon in Marvel and had a Marvel run.
Yep.
And he's fought the Avengers, and now they're gonna throw him in with DC. I think that's really cool. Like, I don't buy comics that much anymore, except for when it's this kind of thing, when it's like a special run. And I've never bought a Superman comic in my fucking life, but I'm gonna buy these.
and having the Kong part in there too adds another layer.
It's very cool. Yeah.
Now we need John Yerkeba to do that. We need him to do one of those covers.
Oh, he would love that so much, dude.
Once I heard the news, I shot him a note and I was like, I bet you have some thoughts on this, don't you? He goes, how long do you have? But yeah, right there. We just did it. We just went through Wonderfest. We went through like 7 other releases and Comic-Con.
A lot of stuff.
Just like that.
Nobody else is doing that. I don't know. Maybe they are. I'm just saying.
Nobody else is doing it right now.
I'm a little blurry here. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, dude. And we didn't even go over. I'm sure there's stuff we kind of skimmed over. Comic-Con had a lot. There's probably stuff at Comic-Con I didn't even see, but
yeah,
a lot of toys, man. It makes me wish that I had way more money than I do, because I want to buy everything.
I know. I'm not collecting X Plus, and then like, oh, that Violante.
Yes, I am.
That Destroy Aggregate. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, they have a Hydra now. So
I really want that gigantic Shin. It kind of makes me. I'm feeling weird about it, because I jumped on that Shin that just got really. The one where his tail, like
the Godzilla story.
Jumped on it. Yeah, I jumped on it because I just really wanted a Shin. But I like this pose. I like the more chill walking pose better. And I'm like, it's a gigantic. Should I cancel the other one? It's like things like $300. I know the Gigantics probably. I don't know what Gigantics cost, but I know it's probably twice that. I don't own any Gigantics. They're expensive, but
the one they re-released recently, I think, was like $600 or $700 on when you bought it. But on the secondhand market, they're like $1,500. So like,
exactly.
It's kind of like, if you don't get it now, like,
oh, I might be canceling one for the other. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, there's just so much good stuff. I don't know what to do, man. I just don't know what to do. Yeah,
it's too much. Well, listen, we're an hour and a half in. We're going to talk about this fucking movie. There's a movie coming out, Godzilla -1. Dumbest name possible. I hate this name.
Oh, I love the name.
Oh man, I just don't like it. I don't know, man. We got a teaser trailer. I'm so happy we're getting another Toho Godzilla. I'm really happy that it's happening very soon. It's going to be in our theaters in mere months. We're not that far away. I don't know what I feel about the look and the design, though. I think the design looks cool. It looks great. We've seen it. It's basically the ride Godzilla, modified, but a little modified. and it's not a big surprise that that's what they're doing since it's the same guy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't want to say that I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed.
Okay.
I'm into it. I'm excited. I'm very happy to see it. But when we got kind of the like synopsis of what the movie was going to be, and we got the teasings of like, hey, they're taking this back to early, it's going to be back, right after the war. And we were like, oh, this is going to be more serious. And then there were like some rumors going around. And I was like, well, I'm trying not to get into the rumors, but you still see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I was expecting something. Honestly, I was kind of expecting something more like just original 54. Yeah. Really, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of destruction, and Godzilla's, he's not a good guy in this.
Yeah.
But there's something about the look of it that I'm like, oh, I wish it looked a little darker.
It doesn't fit the time period.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it looks so CGI and so much like the ride. It just looks like the ride. So it's like, oh, I kind of wish it was a little more somber, but also it's 30 seconds. And also we just got Shin was the last movie. So it's like they just gave us that. Yeah. Well, Shin was dark and, depressing and scary. So I'm just going to be open to it, and I'm just happy we're getting a Godzilla movie, and he does look cool. I like that. And as soon as the trailer came out, we had this photos of like that statue to look at. Yeah. There's like models, of the design that are out. There's already tons of stuff, so we can be toys, like, whoa, his spines look insane. Like he looks cool.
Yeah.
There's just something about it that I think I wasn't expecting. That I was expecting something different, but I can't let that color. That's my own personal thing. So,
yeah. So
what are you thinking?
So here's where you and I go on different paths. So I love the name because here's why I love the name. Yeah. First thing when I saw it, when I saw it was -1, and I think the trailer was kind of blatant about this. It's like, Japan had just come off of the worst thing that could ever happen to them, right? And they're just coming out of it like they are at a level 0. There's nothing worse than that. And no, they're actually going below. They're now at a -1 because of it's going to get worse. Because you thought the nuclear bomb was bad, now you're going to get what it cost, right? But I also, knowing the leak and the rumors of whatever, and we think of as Godzilla. Well, maybe this is maybe there was. If that was Godzilla 0, the one we know, maybe there is a -1. And then I know that I don't want to go too much into the rumors because we don't know what's true and stuff like that. But I feel like the name might carry more weight and connection to the film once we start seeing more and knowing more about it.
I agree with that.
So that's why, but you're right. As of right now, like I didn't stand alone. Like it doesn't mean much, but like I'm hoping that I do think this is going to end up being very somber and sad, and it's not going to be like a rewatchable, like a high rewatchability. Yeah. I do worry, and that's where we disagree. Where we do align 100% is I do, in a vacuum, I really do like the design. I really do. Mm-hmm. I like the Godzilla. I mean, I have the X Plus of the Godzilla, right? I love the crazy. Now, we don't know, like, there might be twists and turns to that, but I don't know if it feels like it's going to be 1954 in the film with that design.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong. And that is maybe something that we probably won't even have to worry about when it comes out back. Oh yeah, it was perfect. But I was hoping for something more, almost like, I don't want to say this, but like primitive, something like aligns more with a new design, but
something that doesn't 54. Look so like Heisei kind of based on
/ legendary.
Heisei's my favorite.
Yeah,
it's my favorite. But like you said, it almost feels wrong for the time period that it's in. It feels like it. I was sort of expecting. I've gotten into this thing where I really like how recently every new version of Godzilla we get has been really fucking weird and different. So it's like, we got the anime. We got the anime, we got Singular Point, you get Shin, you get the ride. We've gotten all these things where it's like, whoa, look at all these really cool Godzillas we're getting. So when I heard we're getting a new Toho, I was like, cool, we're getting a new Godzilla. And it's like, Oh, it's a Godzilla we've already seen twice.
Sweet. Yep. Yeah, and that's almost like negative that they set us up for that because they've been doing so many good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my only, not even negative, but my only concern. But overall, I was like,
Same.
I don't know if it got me more jazzed for Godzilla -1. It definitely didn't get me less jazzed. It just, I think it just kind of maintained like my level of jazziness.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, it's 30 seconds, you know, it's less than 10 seconds of Godzilla footage.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get a full trailer in the next 3 months. You know, I mean, the movie's fucking coming out in November.
I know, come out in 4 months. I don't know, it's coming out in 3 months. It's coming out in August.
Yeah, you're right. It's August.
Yeah.
We'll get a full trailer sometime soon, and we'll all be able to. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that it's going to get a US December 1st.
Yeah. Be 4 months for December.
I'm going to go see it twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really excited that we're going to get to see it in the theater.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. And that's all. I mean, that's all I can really say. It's really, really short. I'm cautiously excited, even though I hate the title. I hate all subtitles on movies.
That's true.
I hated whenever they came out, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm like, just fucking call it Ghostbusters. Why do we got to put a dumb thing? But then once you see the movie, it's like, okay, that title makes sense now. I don't like, and it's movies like
most subtitles suck though.
Well, it's the reason I hate them is because, you know, you look at like all the Jurassic World movies, they all have the dumbest, most arbitrary titles that have nothing to do. Fallen Kingdom, you know, it's like Dominion. It's just random bullshit that has nothing to do with the actual movie. And it annoys me because studios want there to be subtitles now. So when I saw -1, I'm like, come on, what kind of boardroom meeting did that title come from? But hopefully, even though they kind of tell you in the trailer what that means, it still sounds dumb to me. But hopefully once I see the movie, I don't care about the subtitle is the least. Yeah. Who cares what the subtitle? The movie is its own thing. So
yeah. 100%. So
that's how I feel, man.
Yeah, I think it did. I hope that it got people that were not super excited a little bit more excited. But like for me, like I said, it maintained it. It didn't do anything more or less. But I mean, it's so close. That's the crazy part. It's so close.
It's so weird. That's one thing I love. It's just like by the time we hear about it, it's gonna be here in no time.
Yeah. By the time you watch Shin Kamen Rider for the 11th time.
Dude, it's possible that by the time we record again, there might be a full trailer. Like right? I mean, the movie is literally coming that soon that a full trailer will be anytime.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's all I got, man. I mean, there's only so much you can say over 10 seconds of actual footage.
Yeah, right? It's 10 seconds, whatever. Listen, we covered it. We covered a lot tonight. A lot of toys, a lot of pickups, a lot of stuff coming. And we got a movie. So I don't know. You got anything else, Jay? Or
no? Good to be back, man. Good to be back. No, go buy a toy. Go buy something.
Let's get the fuck out of here. All right. I'm gonna watch Shin Kamen Rider before next, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some other stuff. Until then,
toys.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.